I hope y'all hoes got y'all drinks because we getting ready to stir it up, honey. I hope y'all hoes got y'all drinks because we getting ready to stir it up, honey. Stir it up, bitch. I hope y'all hoes got y'all drinks because we getting ready to stir it up, honey. Let the beat hit 'em. Nessa girl, we got a good show tonight. Let the beat hit 'em. Let the music take control. The beat goes running up and down. Let the beat hit 'em. Got to learn. Oh, I can't hit that note, bitch. I got to go back to Miss Jan. Let's get this party started. Hey, y'all. I hope y'all got y'all cups so we can stir it up. We got 1 minute and we gonna get started. We got 1 minute and we gonna get started. Y'all want this party started, right? Y'all want this party started quickly. Set it off, I suggest. Set it off, I suggest. Set it off. And it's 9 o'clock. Y'all know one thing about me. I am a punctual bitch and I love to start on time. So listen, things may look a little awkward. Y'all might be saying, Dineva, what happened to the set? Well, you know what? The set tonight happens to be my sofa. Because today, y'all, I had a shitty day. My day today was just horrible. It was one of those days where any and everything that could go wrong did, down to me getting ready to try to do my damn makeup for this shit. I couldn't find my makeup bag and I stuck myself in the eye with my eyeliner pencil. It's always something surrounding these full moons that sends my internal whatever in a tizzy. And I was like, you know what? I can't pull a Wendy Williams on these girls because I called out last week. I got to do the show. Yeah. So listen, tonight's show is coming from the sofa. And it actually works out that way because we got a pretty serious show today. I'm in a pretty serious mood and I thought about it. It's like, Q, it's your show. You're the executive producer. You can do it from anywhere. You don't have to be bound to the set. At any rate, so the show is not going to be as beautifully produced this evening as it was the first time because I just had to do a quick and dirty. I don't got all the titles and whatnot, but we're going to get on through this thing. I want to open today's show with what's going on with y'all friends. Like, I'm experiencing this thing in my life now at 35 years old where I am now like, I don't fire 3 friends in like the last 90 days. And it ain't no beef. It ain't no hard feelings. It ain't no mess. It's just one of those, a light bulb went off that said, you no longer work for me. You just don't. You didn't do anything. You didn't say anything. I'm not hurt, but I just got to get off at this bus stop right here. And I want y'all to help me understand this. I know they say people mature at different ages, but there has to be a certain age where we're able to check off a box and say, okay, at this age, this person should be more emotionally mature than this. And I'm finding that there are a lot of people, not a lot, but there's a rather nice amount of people in my life who just completely lack self-awareness and emotional intelligence. And in 2019, I just do not have the capacity nor the mental bandwidth to deal with people who are unaware of how their actions, their words, and their thoughts affect the people around them. And those who are aware, who are just assholes to the point in which they do not care. Like, it's been a lot of that going on in my life, and I embrace it because I'm purging that shit out, and that's the show opening. At any rate, then PNC Bank fucked me up today. If y'all ain't seen that video, y'all got to go to the PNC video that I just did earlier on tonight. That's what really ruined me, tearing apart my house and moving around furniture to do this show on the set. Nevertheless, let's get this show started, y'all. Is y'all ready to get this show started? Let me cue up the show. If you're ready to get the show started, then stir it up. Nessa girl, I'm gonna get some cups made that say stir it up, so we can all stir it up together. First item on the agenda, the Oscars. So nominations for the 91st Academy Awards were announced this morning, and they're highlighting this year's best work in film amongst recognized films. We've got Black Panther, Black Klansman, and If Beale Street Could Talk leading the pack in the major category. Reported by BET, the biggest category of the event, which is Best Picture, Ryan Coogler directed. Black Panther received the nomination and will compete against the likes of Mahershala Ali for the Green Book and the Spike Lee directed movie The Klansman. Furthermore, the superhero flick became the first ever in the genre to receive an Oscar nomination. And in the categories for Best Actor and Actress in Supporting Roles, our girl Rashida King and Mahershala Ali were recognized for Green Book and Beale Street Could Talk. And breaking the record, Black Panther, in addition to Best Picture, was also nominated in 6 other categories. So let's talk about it, y'all. The beautiful thing is we got Black Panther, The Klansman, and Green Book all nominated for Best Film. This is huge because in the words of Issa Rae, I'm rooting for anybody that's black. Now, personally, Nessa girl, I want Black Panther to win. I think Black Panther will win. I have not seen the Black Klansman. When I saw the commercial for it, it just didn't tickle my fancy, and I did not see the Green Book. Although I know it might be an important story, it did not tickle my fancy. I wasn't interested in seeing it. However, I am glad that Mahershala Ali is getting so much recognition these days. He's popping up everywhere, and y'all already know we don't even have to talk about what a life-changing, history-changing movie Black Panther was. Who do y'all want to win that Oscar? Like I said, I don't know who else is in the category. I'm pretty sure. Who else is in the category? I'm sitting here talking to y'all like y'all can talk back. Let me look to the screen and see if y'all can tell me who else is in the category. Do any of y'all even know? Thank y'all so much for the super chats. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Who else is in the category? Never mind. You know, this shit is on a lag. I don't want to stop the show trying to get into comments and whatnot. Nevertheless, we got, and let's just say 6 movies in the bitch. We got a 50% chance of winning, and I do think that we are going to get it. And coupled with the fact that we already know the Academy Awards are very political. The shit don't have anything to do with talent. Oh, here go. Okay, Oliver, great. Lady Gaga, A Star Is Born was also nominated. I auditioned for a role in that movie. I didn't get it, but I auditioned for that. Oh, great. When I have questions, I'll just ask Oliver, my producer, off to the side, and it pops up on this screen. Perfect, y'all. Y'all got to work with us because we getting it going on. Nevertheless, we got a 50% chance at winning, and that's really, really good. Although I do hope Black Panther gets it. Somebody saw in the comments, I saw quickly, that Black Panther was a live action Lion King. That's funny. I hope we get it, and I hope they cast me to be in the second one, bitch, because I got, bitch, I'm black like this and not like this, and I'm ready to kick ass and fuck and every damn thing else down to the Black Panther, bitch. And I stir that up. Now, as far as Beale Street Could Talk, I have not seen that movie. Regina King won that Golden Globe, which normally is the precursor to the Oscar. They normally say people who, the movies, if they start winning the Emmy, the Golden Globe, and yada yada yada, it's a good chance they might win the Oscar. Again, going to political climate, I think with the shit that Hollywood been pulling lately and how we got snubbed so bad last year with, what was it, like no nominations in a certain category or no wins, I do think just because we got this doofus ass president in office that we are going to win the category and potentially sweep the Oscars this year. Not that our movies aren't deserving, because they are, but I also think there's going to be extra pressure placed on the Academy to make sure that there is some diversity amongst the wins, considering what the fuck is going on in this doofus ass country that we live in. Moving right along, y'all, Chris Brown. Y'all help this boy. Chris Brown and two other people were detained in Paris due to a rape and drug allegations. First reported by Closer magazine, the 24-year-old woman is claiming that she was raped in Brown's hotel on the 15th of January. He's now been released on bond and an investigation is underway. No charges have been filed. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something about this. I'm going to tell y'all something about it. I don't believe Chris Brown raped nobody. And we've got to be very sensitive during this time, because this Me Too movement and this R. Kelly stuff, you can't even make a critique about a rape situation without the rape police and the women police and the politically correct police coming along and saying you victim shaming and you're the reason why people scared to come out. Here is what I'm saying. Chris Brown ain't got to rape nobody. Chris Brown ain't got to drug and rape nobody. Bill Cosby didn't have to drug and rape nobody, although he did it. I have a question, and this is not me putting any sort of blame on victims. From the time that I was 13 years old, like watching Saved by the Bell, it was just shown in movies and media that when you go to the hotel room with the celebrities after the concerts or the plays or whatever, it was the fuck. Celebrity comes in town, they pull you from the audience of all people, they decide to kick it with you. These people are in brand new cities every night. You can't possibly, in your mind, think that, oh, he pulled you and you hanging tonight because he actually want to go with you and he want to pick your brain and he gonna marry you and you gonna be the next one. It's the fuck. Now, here's what I've always said about Chris Brown. I think the people that Chris Brown keep around him keep him in trouble. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the knuckleheads around Chris Brown who was using him for clout to get girls did something to that girl. But I'm just not of the belief that Chris Brown is going around drugging and raping people, and he ain't for the shits either, because Chris Brown got his ass on his Instagram and he wrote, "This bitch lying." And he wrote, "I want to make it perfectly clear, this is false and a whole lot of crap." And he goes on. Brown has taken to his Instagram to refute these claims. Do we believe Chris Brown did this? I don't. I believe in some of them tired ass people that he keep around him. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I do not believe it. I don't believe it. Now, if she said Chris Brown knocked the shit out of her, then that's a whole nother situation, and that reaches his track record. But I'm sorry, Chris Brown is the the largest, most recognizable male celebrity face in entertainment right now. He is not going around stealing no coochie. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm not saying something didn't happen. I'm just saying leave my nigga Chris Brown alone. Moving right along, y'all. Kamala Harris for the country. Now, I posted up on my Instagram when she announced that she was going out for president, was the people here for it? And I'm not going to lie to you. I was scared to say how I really feel because something else that's going on in this political climate that I can't stand within the black community, the moment you have any sort of critique about anybody that's black, here come you overly woke bitches talking about, see, that's what's wrong with black people can't stick together. I'll never see other races talking about each other, just black people. And God forbid you have a critique of a black woman, then here come the black woman is the most disrespected woman in America. Oh, if she was a white woman, y'all would have voted for her. You voted, and it's just like, girl, it don't even have nothing to do with any of all that angry black womanness that you was kicking off right now. But since the black delegations don't seem to be 100% on board with Kamala Harris, I'm going to go ahead and say what the fuck I really felt when she announced her presidency. Is you ready? Stir it up. First and foremost, the only thing that I know about Kamala Harris are the little clips and bits and pieces that I see of her on The View, on YouTube, on social media. Same with Elizabeth Warren, how I get these clips of her, you know, basically pandering to her base, saying the things that I like to hear my politicians say. So I do have a respect for Kamala Harris, and the bits and pieces of her that I have seen I like, especially her outspokenness against Donald Trump. However, since the time she's announced her candidacy, a lot of people have been educating me about, hold on, Dineva, she black like this and not like this. And a lot of the people is saying, before you go up for Miss Kamala Harris, before you go up for Senator Harris, please make sure you check her track record and what she voted for. I don't know this to be fact because I haven't fact checked it personally. However, what I'm seeing from social media is a lot of people were saying that she was one of those people who were highly responsible for the mass incarceration of black men in California, and that she also was against body cams on police officers. Now, again, I don't know this to be true. This is just what the rumor mill is saying. Let's just entertain it as true for one moment. I am pre-wired to question anybody who is reluctant to do their job on camera. I never forget, I was working at a store one time when I was working at Target, and they ended up installing an additional camera over the service desk where I was working, and one of my coworkers got mad. And I was like, girl, if you're not doing anything wrong, why would you be mad? Come to find out, she had created a business within their business, doing, you know, illegal returns, so on and so forth, taking back returns with no receipt, or some kind of scam she was running, and that camera was going to put a damper on her business. Using that as an example, I'm not understanding what police officer would have a problem doing their job with the camera on if they're an honest police officer. I don't understand what politician and why and how you could have any qualms with police having cameras on their body unless, you know, it was a financial situation. I mean, if that, I can see, you know, some fiscal politicians being like, is it really worth the whatever millions of dollars that this is going to cause us? But I question if she black like this and not like this, when black people are disproportionately having the shit beat out of them by police, and these body cam situation would be a quick, easy, and cheap fix to some of this, and you oppose it. That made me look at you. Now, a lot of people have been hashtagging skin folk, not kin folk. And again, I don't know this woman. I don't know this lady. I got to go check her track record. But I am particularly bothered, if it is true, about what she was doing in California in terms of supporting legislation that has helped with this mass incarceration of black men. Then, you've got the whole dynamic with her being married to a white man. So then it just makes me ask, how black are you? And as we move forward as a race, I know that we've got to get past the whole, if you don't eat collard greens, neck bones, fried chicken, and know the electric slide, you the kind of black that we side eye because you might be black like this and not like this. And I hate the fact that we even have to do black like this and not like this. But as black people, we know what the fuck that means. You know what I'm saying? Slavery did a real good job on us with that divide. And I had to have a sit down question. I had to have a sit down with myself and ask. Remember, I did a video, why do whitewashed black people bother me so much? And the short of it is they fucking bother me because I don't know what side of the fence they're on when it comes to black issues. And I don't know if you one of those blacks that are happy to be in the company of white folks and you sell out your own kind, or if you one of them blacks that'll stand by your own and tell white people to kiss your ass and lick it with it. And so what I need to know from Kamala is she black, or is she just black like this? That will help me further my whatever when it comes to her running for president. Now, what I really wanted to say was, girl, go sit your goddamn ass down. That's what I wanted to say. Quite frankly, I love everything about her. I just don't think this political climate that she's the one. I don't think, it's so early on. Do I think that she's going to get the Democratic Party's vote? Absolutely not. I do not. I think she knows that she's not going to get it. I think that she has another strategy in play. Maybe to get a cabinet position, maybe to climb the ranks within the Democratic Party, maybe to have herself looking presidential for the 2024 or the 2028. But I damn sure do not think Kamala Harris is the strongest candidate. Do I think she's qualified? Absolutely. Do I think she's the strongest candidate at this time? Absolutely not. America was not ready for a white woman. They damn sure ain't ready for a black one. And I know some people could argue she could win if we just stand behind her. But right now is not the time for us to be taking risk that major, or risk in the name of Kamala Harris, in my personal opinion. I'm not trying to be sexist, but I'm just trying to win in this situation. It needs to be a man. All right. We need to get 4 to 8 years of some stability in this country before we start shaking things up and leaving the infrastructure so weak that people like Donald Trump can penetrate the system again. Hillary need to go sit her old ass down somewhere and die. Bernie need to go sit his old ass somewhere down and die. Joe Biden need to step his ass up. Cory Booker, you need to do whatever the fuck your ass need to do to get on the ticket. And Kamala Harris, you need to support the damn people. I don't know who else we got in there. I mean, I would love for Cory Booker to be president and somebody else support him. But I'm just saying, y'all, coming off of especially how tense racial situations are right now, you got white folks who don't agree with Donald Trump, don't agree with the Republican Party, but will vote for another white man of either party just to keep from voting for another black man. That's how deep racism runs in this country, and that's how deep hatred runs. And all this Me Too movement stuff is educating me also to how much people don't see it for women. And I really did not understand how disenfranchised women of all colors were in this country until people started making as much noise as they are with this Me Too stuff. And we're going to address that. But Kamala, I just don't think it's the time. I think this is a waste of time. I think you're great, this, that, and the third. But I just don't think the American people see it for you right now with this foolishness. And you need to go away from us with this, in the words of Phaedra Parks. Moving right along. Speaking of some of this Me Too stuff. Let me move this over so y'all can see me. Girl, they done went down to the club and took this girl coochie all on the goddamn Facebook Live. It's not funny. Let me stir this up. I need to put something around my mouth to keep me from smirking. Here's the first order of business. Live don't turn everybody into motherfucking street news reporters. Down here in Miami a couple years ago, this girl got shot down to the gas station, and instead of calling 911, she went live and was given a play-by-play live while blood is rushing out her arm and her homegirls in the car shot up. This particular young lady, I'm about to give y'all the story, she was on live in the club, subsequently ended up getting drugged and raped, and her live was still going. And it captured it, and she was crying, this, that, and the third. First order of business. Girl, you in the damn club. Why is you on live? Number one. Number two, let me give y'all the details, then we're going to talk about it. This past Saturday, during Martin Luther King weekend in Atlanta, a woman was sexually assaulted by a male at the popular Atlanta nightclub Opera. The woman who has made the video public has been identified as Jasmine Eland. She was live streaming on her Facebook throughout the night, according to public posts, during which time she was approached by a stranger. The man asked if she was alone, to which she replied that she was. The man walked off the screen, later returned with a drink for Eland. Judging by her behavior on the stream for the rest of the night, it's believed the drink had been drugged. No toxicology reports have been issued to confirm the suspicion. According to the Raver's Choice, which viewed the video before it was removed, she can be seen on the dance floor with her breast out. The same man that had retrieved the drink for her is penetrating her from behind while she's screaming out, "Help me, please God, somebody do something," with tears streaming down her face. Now y'all, this happened. It's on live and it happened. I've got so many questions. I didn't see the live, but according to the video, she seems to be in the club. Number one, where was security? Now, granted, we always want to ask when something happened, where was security? But security can't be in every place and every time. Number two, where were your friends? Now, bitch, I stay going down to the bar with the rich Cosby and searching my forever, but that's because I be looking for a man, bitch. So when you looking for a man, you supposed to be alone. All the dating books say do not travel in packs when you trying to look for a man, because the men don't know who to holler at. Number three, where were the other patrons in the club while this was going on? Did this happen in a broom closet? Did it happen on the dance floor? And then my other question is too, I didn't see the video, but how did the live capture all of this? You're holding the phone. I mean, I've just got so many questions. And you know, we've got to talk about responsibility during this, because I was walking the dog earlier and I was thinking about what I wanted to say when it came to this. So I personally did not realize how rampant sexual misconduct and rape was. What my producer said, the people in the comments are saying, what they saying? What the people in the comments saying? The people in the comments are saying, he was security. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Lord, Lord, well, that explains it all. That explains, damn. Opera nightclub, y'all might as well get ready to shut down then, because that girl got a case. She got a case. The person who's hired on behalf of the club is supposed to protect and ensure their safety, and they're the ones that inflicted this. Oh, Opera, y'all might as well get ready to change the name of that shit to Jasmine's, because it's going to be hers. But here was the point that I was going to make. The Me Too movement has helped me realize that in this country, we put the onus of being raped on women. We say, you should have known better. You shouldn't have worn this. You shouldn't have been alone. This, that, and the third. And women are coming forth and saying, no, we need to change the narrative to men need to learn how to keep their hands to themselves, how to behave, how so on and so forth. And I 100% agree. I think that we live in such a patriarchal society that has not rechecked and updated our social rules, that we've just passed down this ideology that it's okay for men to touch and grab and be persistent when trying to get that puss, and that it's a woman's responsibility to keep her legs closed and not wear suggestive clothing and make sure that she's safe and to not be alone, this, that, and the third. However, here is the one caveat that I want to make to women, and this is why I am still going to disproportionately put the responsibility on a woman to make sure she remains safe. This whole notion of men needing to be trained on how to keep them hands to themselves is new to a lot of people. And you're going to have about a solid 1 to 2 generations of people that are going to have to die before men as a species catch up to that ideology. So until then, I don't think it is safe for women to walk around saying, fuck that, I'm going to continue to be free and do me, because you ought to know not to touch me. You ought to know not to do this. At the very end of the day, I think women need to err on the side of caution. The other thing, everybody like it when you go down to the club and somebody buy you a drink. Bitch, who don't like when somebody tell you cute and they buy you a free cocktail? Quiet as it's kept. That's the female trick. Girl, put on a nice dress. Let's go down to the bar and find some niggas to buy us something to drink. You can't do that no more. If you ain't got no money, stay your broke ass home. Because these niggas is slipping shit and these hoes drink and they is taking their puss down to the club and security can't even keep you safe. And I'm going to tell you something. It's not just women being drunk. I have never shared this story publicly because I'm embarrassed by it. But here we go. I've been drugged before. And when I woke up from the drugging, my car was in a ditch and I was in it sleep. And I'm going to tell y'all one thing about me, and y'all know I love to keep it honest. Mama loves to drink. It ain't no secret that I've indulged in party drugs. There was a time Mama loved to drink and do her drugs at the same damn time. And never in my life, no matter how much drugs I did or how much alcohol I conducted, was I ever out of my mind to the point where I got a DUI, could not get home safe, or was not in mind enough to leave the car, catch a cab, catch an Uber, or whatever the case may be. This particular evening, I woke up in a ditch. I don't know how I got in that ditch. I don't remember leaving the club. I don't know why I left alone and why nobody was with me. I didn't know where my phone was. I did not know where my jewelry was. And I'm saying, I use the drug and alcohol preface to say this. As fucked up as I done been in my goddamn life, no shit like that had ever happened. So the only logical explanation for me was somebody put something in my damn drink. And it was scary to wake up and not know what was going on, where I was at. Moreover, how my car got in that ditch. By the grace of God, I'm not dead. Because my car was in the ditch and I was asleep. To this day, I don't know how I got in that ditch. Did somebody run me off the road? Was I about to run into a semi-truck and I turned? Luckily, I was not hurt. But the moral of the story is, you cannot leave your drink around. And I always say, ain't nothing in life free. They taught us in economics, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Either you're going to pay on the front end or the back end, but you're going to pay. Something as simple as a gesture of somebody buying you a cocktail can turn out to be more than what it is. So my suggestion to ladies in the club, to anybody in the club, if you don't know who it is, do not take no drink from them. And in the words of Fergie, if you ain't got no money, keep your broke ass home. Moving right along with the Me Too stuff. Who we got next on this thing? R. Kelly, y'all. We just gonna do this one really quickly. RCA has dropped R. Kelly. Sony's subsidy label RCA has dropped R. Kelly from their roster. However, they are still in ownership of his musical catalog, which is currently experiencing a high volume of profit from streaming services, online music retailers, as a result of the surviving R. Kelly documentary. So do we think Sony and RCA really punished R. Kelly? How do we feel about them holding on to his music? Should they take his music down from everywhere? So here's the thing. Should Sony take his music down from everywhere? Absolutely not. They're a business. They're a business. That ain't how business work. They're a business. They spent money to make it. They put a lot of money into building the brand that was R. Kelly. You know, yeah, this happened, but these victims getting their just due. The community supporting R. Kelly and Sony continuing to make his music available are three separate things that are completely independent of one another as far as I am concerned. It ain't Sony's responsibility to protect anybody. It's our personal responsibilities to do what's best for our interests. Whether they make his music available or not is of no consequence to us if we choose not to listen, stream, and or buy it. Them people are running a business, and I think they can do whatever they want to do with their business. Is Sony punishing R. Kelly? No, Sony's not punishing R. Kelly. Sony is preserving and saving their own ass. That is what Sony is doing. They could care less than the hell about us, and they could care less than the hell about R. Kelly. Just enough people have made a stink that Sony and RCA do not want to be the victims of motherfuckers picketing, boycotting, rioting, or saying that they're not going to support any other artist on their roster because of R. Kelly. It's the same reason why corporations drop people after they make crazy, egregious statements, and why they don't took Bill Cosby's name off of all these schools, despite the fact that he don't contribute all this damn money. One ain't got nothing to do with the other, but we do not want the negative backlash associated with this, so you got to go away from me with this. Moving right along, y'all. Wendy Williams taking an extended break from her talk show. Now, the people say Wendy's sick. Now, we already know Wendy got bad body disease. She got elephantitis in the titties. She got hormonal imbalance. She got hermaphrodite disease. And she got Graves' disease. So, you know, when you start mixing all the diseases and all the medications, and then you mix it with stress, that's enough to make anybody got to sit down. And I'm going to tell y'all something from being shit. It's hard enough me committing to doing this live show every Tuesday at 9. Yet alone Wendy having to do that show 5 days a week. It's hard. Being on, our industry term, being on, it's not easy being on. Especially when you going through what she going through in the background. Now don't get me wrong. Do I think Wendy is sick? Yes, I do. However, I think the stress of that man cheating on her and having that baby on her activated her Graves' disease, made her mind bad, possibly made her slip and fall, and that's why she in the hospital and sick and all this kind of other stuff, and she just needs to get well soon. I think maybe she need to call Iyanla. You know, maybe Iyanla can help her out. I just really feel bad for Wendy because Wendy is on top right now as it relates to this talk show game. And who would ever think, who would ever think that the force that would bring you down would come from within the castle? It's sad. And here's the gag. Wendy and that man was in an open relationship. Wendy strike me as one of them women who would do anything to keep a man. And despite the fact that she's the breadwinner and got all the power, that man got her mind. Don't get it twisted. I don't think by any means necessary Wendy was interested in being in a three-way love affair. I think Wendy was on some tiny shit and she was like, well, this what he want. And in order to keep the man, I'd rather have a piece of him than none of them at all. So I'm going to allow him to have his mistress and put her up in a house on my dime. Wendy knew all that was going on. However, I think him getting that lady pregnant, that's when Wendy said, I can't do this. And to now think that this woman finna get child support basically from me. because your income comes from me. I am the income. And now this woman finna get child support, not with my goddamn money. Stir it up. Child, I hope the poor woman don't die first. Uh, Not with my goddamn money. Child, y'all add some money to the thing for Wendy Williams. Excuse me, I gotta pee. Drinking all that goddamn water. Hold your line, Jessa. Ooh, child, I didn't even wash my hands because I had to get back on the line. Child, we wanted this show so hood. What show you know people get up and go to the damn bathroom in the middle of the damn show? All right. Oh, shit, I done left the damn phone. Lord have mercy. Where the show notes at? I promise y'all, when we move into the studio space in 2 weeks, we gonna be more professional around here, y'all. We moving our studio. Y'all stir it up. We moving our studio space on the first, baby. Mama done signed the lease, gave the people they money, and we just waiting on the first to move right on in. I got the phone. Okay. Let's see here. What else going on the line? So, y'all, this is another good one. I didn't load it in the show. But our reality TV moment. Let me just go to the main screen since I don't have it loaded. Our reality TV moment this week is Kandi Burrus on Big Brother. And I'm sorry I don't have a picture in the video loaded up. I thought I did. But long story short, Kandi is on Big Brother with Tamar Braxton. And I'm gonna spend a little moment talking about this because you know I'm kind of a part of this. Long story short, Kandi reveals that she and Tamar Braxton basically fell out as a result of Tamar inviting. I got my phone, Oliver. What we need? What we need? My phone was on airplane mode, so I don't get distracted during the show, so I don't end up being ghetto like this. This is why all my devices is on airplane mode, so I can't be distracted. This is why I don't look at the comments in the screen, so I don't have to stop doing the show to respond. Okay. Okay. Back on airplane mode. Turning this off and then off. Sorry, y'all. Kandi revealed that she and Tamar Braxton fell out as a result of Tamar inviting T.S. Madison and Kaya to their New Year's Eve performance, and also that Tamar was salty about the fact that they were continuing to go on The Real, after they were fired. Here's what it says. Kandi Burrus says Queen's Court New Year's Eve incident is the reason why she and Tamar are not friends. Kandi Braxton and Tamar are both starring in the current U.S. edition of Celebrity Big Brother, and in a recent confessional, Burrus reveals, without stating names, that Tamar Braxton inviting guests who had spoke ill about her and her friends to escape sold-out New Year's Eve show in Atlanta is the reason they are not on good terms. Kandi is referring to Braxton attempting to bring the original Queen's Court consisting of Kaya and T.S. Madison on stage. T.S. Madison responded on her live show last night, basically stating their appearance should not have been an issue since they were not there to roast and gag Kandi or her friends. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to speak on this, and I'm going to speak on it like on some real shit, and I told Madison to her face. I think Madison is absolutely wrong. I think she dead ass wrong, and I told Madison that. Kandi did right by kicking them the fuck out of her show, and it ain't about whether y'all was there to roast or gag Kandi or not. Madison and Kaya were only looking at it from their vantage point, which is we want to perform in front of these millions of people, and and we not finna say nothing with y'all, so we should be able to do that. But I'm looking at it from Kandi's perspective. Y'all, and although it wasn't Maddie, it was Kaya, but y'all are a group. So y'all have sat on that platform and have been nasty time and time and time again, particularly to me, Kandi, and people who are close to me. Now, I've got every Atlanta celebrity, television executive, producer, and thousands and thousands and thousands of people in this arena because of me. And I'm supposed to allow y'all to use my platform to further your career after y'all don't talk about me the way y'all did? Hell fuck no. And I think if Madison step outside of herself and look at it for what it is, she would agree. And I'm going to take it a step further. The issue was, and I said this before, Kaya was just nasty. And a lot of people tried to argue, oh, Kaya ain't, what's the difference between what you do and what Kaya do? What's the difference between what Kaya is doing and what other people are doing? You know what the fuck the difference is. That's why the shit went viral. The originals Queen's Court went super duper viral because Kaya was saying things that just are socially unacceptable. And it was the wow factor. I'm going to be honest with you. The originals Queen Court would have never sustained. It would have never sustained. And it would have never gone far. For one, Kaya's just too fucked up and too hood. And number two, you can't go around saying the shit about people that she was saying. Now here's what I had shared with Maddie. In this business, and I've learned this the hard way, you have got to be careful about who you go around pissing off. Being blackballed is a real thing. It happens. And a lot of people, and it's typically people who ain't never had shit, and typically people who ain't got shit to lose, always want to holler, fuck that, keep it real. That's why she keep it real. She keeping it real in her basement and in her van. How far is real getting you? You know what I'm saying? How far is real getting you? Sometimes keeping it real goes wrong. And that is what Kaya's entire career was. I think Kaya is hilarious. I think Kaya should be on TV. I would have loved for the originals Queen Court to go on and become a whole lot of things because they had a great situation going. But she fucked up the thing. And Madison saw firsthand the secondary effects of what happens when you let that bitch sit up on that platform and talk about people the way she fucking did. And then now these the same people that you got to work with. I don't think so. You know, taking it a step further, I even had reservations about teaming up with Maddie and doing the Queen's Court because she and I had to work through this whole thing with, if that's supposed to be you supposed to be my friend, how the fuck you sitting up here letting this bitch talk about me the way she is and you benefiting from it? You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not speaking out of turn because Maddie and I have already talked about this. We've gotten past it. But my position was, you know, you supposed to be my friend. How is this friendly? Maddie's position was, you know, I can't control her. My rebuttal was bullshit. It's your house, your camera, your equipment, and your response should have been, talk about my friend again and we not doing this no more. Because that's what I would have did. But I couldn't hold that against Maddie because I had to realize I can't get mad at people for not responding to situations the way I would have. Long story short, the article was about Kandi and Tamar not being friends because of that. And I turned it about Madison and Kaya, but it was all interrelated. Nevertheless, Tamar, you messy as fuck. You messy as fuck for that. I don't see why you don't understand why that was wrong. Quiet as it's kept, Tamar, your ass was there as a special invited guest of Escape. So why would you bring on an act that was downing the bitches that's putting food on your table right now? The whole situation was fucked up. It was a mess. And I'm going to take it a step further with you guys. When Tamar got let go from The Real, and then Steve Harvey came along and was like, through his production company, he was going to give her a talk show. And everybody was like, I see, God blessed her, and that's right, and she gonna win in the end. And I shook my head and I laughed, and lo and behold, the situation that she had with Steve Harvey got scratched. And here is why. Tamar Braxton does not test well in marketing studies. The general public does not like her. She's not likable. So a talk show with Tamar as a solo act will never work until she's able to do a complete 360 and become Susie Homemaker, Rachel Roy, Oprah Winfrey, Kelly Clarkson. She does not have a mass liked personality. And for that reason alone, she's, confined to doing her music and her reality show, which are not bad confinements. The girl is talented as hell. But Tamar, you just all kind of messy. And quiet as it's kept, I hope Kandi cuss your ass the fuck out down to the celebrity big brother. Moving right along, y'all, to the main topic of this evening. Y'all president with this government shutdown. That was a mouthful, y'all. I'm going to have to stir it up on that one. Stir it up. I'm drinking water tonight, y'all. Tonight's Stir It Up was brought to you by Zephyr Hills, bitch. You too can have hydrated skin if you drink Zephyr Hills. This has been the longest U.S. government shutdown in history. Now, the short of it, y'all, is this man want this wall, and he is basically strong-arming the government until he gets it. I'm going to read you the facts, and then we're going to talk about it. Senate and Trump still cannot agree on funding for the Mexico-U.S. wall and immigration laws such as granting asylum as well as military advancement. Government workers have gone a month without pay. Government employed places such as the airports are suffering due to workers not showing up to work. Reports state that the people are turning to donations and food banks to take care of their families. What do you guys think this says about the health of the United States? Did this government shutdown reveal that we are not financially ready for another recession? And what can we do to combat this? Let's talk about this, y'all, because there's so much to unpack here. Number one, statistics show that the overwhelming majority of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Yes, Susie Orman and Dave Ramsey and all these other people talk about, you need 6 months of savings in the bank, so on and so forth. And it all sounds good in theory. But with, inflation, rising cost of living, fuel, education costs, it's very hard. You saw that they said 117,000 qualifies you as low income in San Francisco. I don't understand why we can't somehow or another standardize the cost of living across the United States of America and balance out some of what's going on. Nevertheless, that's a whole nother topic for a different show. This government shutdown. Before we jump into the meats and potatoes of it, I saw on the news the other day that the TSA workers down here in Miami were at a nonprofit food bank getting food, and it hurt me to my core because the food bank was designed to help people who were homeless, and now they've got to feed people with good paying jobs. That's just ass backwards to me, but hey, we fucking live in America. What do you do? We're dealing with a crazy man. Somebody gonna have to concede. And I've never been a fan of giving in to people's temper tantrums, because if we do concede, all it's going to do is give him license to pull another stunt like this whenever he doesn't get his way. However, there are casualties of war that we have to think about. These families, I don't know what the compromise could be that's bipartisan that the Democrats would support. The man want a wall. He want $5.3 billion to get a wall. And I'm starting to feel as if, for the sake of the people, maybe we need to give it to him. While I think the wall is stupid, at the end of the day, it wouldn't hurt us to have it. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't hurt us to have it. Um, you know, you got to fight fire with fire. So maybe the thing to do is for the Democrats to potentially rebuttal with some shit that they want, some demands that they want. Fine, if we give you 5.3 billion for this wall, then we want 5.3 billion for healthcare, or we want 4.3 billion for education. I mean, maybe that's the workaround. Politics, it's not my strong suit. I don't particularly understand how all that shit works, and it bores me because I think both sides of the aisle are full of shit and everybody is out for self. Or do we just ride this bitch out until he gets tired? I don't know what the answer is. I do know that there are people out there being affected, and we need to figure out a way to help. Granted, I know that this is not Oprah's problem, Tyler Perry's problem, Warren Buffett's problem, Beyonce's problem, Michael Jordan's problem, Jeff Bezos's problem. However, I think there is something fundamentally wrong with this country when 10 people alone cumulatively have enough wealth to fix every social ill in our country. Jeff Bezos' wife is about to get $69 billion in a divorce. You can't tell me a $3 billion contribution from her to the government that's properly invested is not enough to fund substantial raises for every teacher in America so we can get some good teachers and attract some good talent to the classroom. You cannot tell me a portion of the wealth of all those people that I call is not enough to fucking fund healthcare for every American. This country is just fundamentally flawed when it comes to wealth distribution and how it's possible for people to have that much money. And I'm sorry, like, I know Oprah does a lot for people. I know Beyonce does a lot for people. I know all these people do a lot for people. But I would feel guilty as fuck if I had $100 and something billion and I'm watching the news and just seeing people hungry, people ain't got nowhere to stay, and with the stroke of a pen, I could make their woes go away. Like, I probably would end up committing suicide because my brain would be racing so much about how I could save the world with that much money. Yet these people are just like hoarding it for themselves. I'm not saying set your family up. Don't set your family up in such a way where they're rich for the rest of their lives and for generations to come. But goddamn, like, at what point does enough become enough? My heart goes out to these TSA people, and I'm going to tell you something. Donald Trump is not going to make a move until it starts to affect his private sector buddies, and what we're seeing is that it is starting to. Down here in Miami, they had to close an entire terminal at the airport. So because they had to close that terminal, they had to close all the businesses, all the retail, all the restaurants. They had to close all of that stuff. So now it just ain't the government workers that are being affected. It's the private sector workers who are supported by the government workers who are now being affected as well. And you're right, you piss off the right corporate honcho with this bullshit, and there will be some change. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I don't know what's going on. This world is in a bunch of turmoil. Donald Trump done fucked up the thing. Racism is real. And speaking of fucked up the thing, we gonna move right along from this to two black people who done damn fucked up the thing. Gladys Knight and Chloe and Haley. Beyonce's artists Chloe and Haley and the legendary Gladys Knight are set to perform at the Super Bowl. Gladys, they say you work too hard. They said, girlfriend, bitch, I sucked the fuck out that lollipop. It must be time. Gladys Knight, words cannot describe how disappointed in Gladys Knight I am. When you've got millennials who understand the struggle better than somebody who lived during the civil rights movement, there's a problem. Typically, we've got adults saying, we don't get it, we don't get it, we don't get it. I don't understand why Gladys would do this other than the money. The bitch bills must be backed up. Her son ran Gladys Knight Chicken and Waffles out of damn business with tax issues, and I guess them little Vegas tours that she doing ain't working. And I understand, we all got bills to pay. But Gladys, you could have got your ass on the Hard Rock Casino circuit like you've been doing. I'm just curious to know, how big was the check for you to sell out your people? In my opinion, this is selling out. And don't pull that whole shit that Chrisette Michelle pulled, talking about, I'm using this as an opportunity to bridge the gap between whatever, or this selective removal from the thing. You know, because I don't know. And I'm even more disappointed in Chloe and Haley. How? With Beyonce's Lemonade album being an ode to so many social causes and injustices, I'm just not understanding how artists under her tutelage were allowed to go on and do this. It would seem to me that Beyonce would be somewhere kind of disappointed. Now, granted, I understand that their management and how they flow may be completely different from her, and she has nothing to do with it. I don't know what the business arrangement is and if she has the final say so as to what they do. Probably not. But for them to be marked as the only proteges that she's ever named, and to represent her to a degree, this is just counter everything Beyonce is about. This is disappointing and it's disheartening, and I hate the fact that Gladys, who is a staple in the black community, and Chloe and Haley, who we have a lot of respect for and are looking as up-and-coming leaders in the community, that they allowed these white people in the NFL to use them as pawns in this dirty game. Because all this is white folks saying, look, we not racist. We put 2 black people on the halftime show. But historically, y'all have always allowed us to tap dance for y'all. That's what y'all, we've always entertained y'all. We've always took care of y'all kids, cleaned y'all shit, and entertained y'all. So you ain't doing nothing out of the norm. And we see through this. And Gladys Knight, I hate to do this to you, but I hope the people that's black like this and not like this boycott everything your ass got to do after this, and you get your old frowsy ass on the midnight train to Georgia and sat down somewhere. Hoo-hoo! Rather live in his world than live without him in mine. And Chloe and Haley, quiet as it's kept. I don't even know what the fuck y'all hoes saying anyway. And based on this shit, I ain't about to find out. Fucking up the church's money. And these 2 hoes done fucked up the thing. That's a girl. That's our show for the night. We had a pretty lengthy show. I'm going to jump down in this comment area. So for those of y'all who are done with the show and want to go to bed or whatever, y'all can go ahead and go to bed. And I'm going to hop on this thing real quick and take... I finished the show in an hour. That's real good. I'm going to hop on this thing real quick and take a couple questions and interact with y'all. And then we're going to go on about our business. How's that sound? Let me get on the stream real quick so I can look at it from my phone. SOS! Woo! They say, Gladys, you know you work too hard. Gladys. that sound? Let me get on the street. Okay, what the people saying? Okay. Okay, so the people want to know, what do I think about Erykah Badu being booed at her concert after she expressed love for R. Kelly? So here's the thing, right? I've said this before in many a video. I think the overwhelming majority of people are stupid. Okay? I think most Americans are stupid. And I don't think that most people are able to mentally process what Erykah Badu said, which was something to the effect of, I can love somebody and not be in support of what they've done and what they've did. R. Kelly's family still loves him. R. Kelly's children still love him. There are people that he did things for that still love him. It is possible to still love him and not condone what he did. The only thing that I think Erykah did that was poor judgment on her part was to express love during a time like this. The people want to know, who do I think should run for president on the Democratic side? I really have not been paying attention to like who's really all in and out. To be honest with you, and some people gonna get mad, I actually would like to see Hillary Clinton get it. I just want to close that chapter. If not Hillary, a lot of people are saying Crazy Joe, Joe Biden. I like Joe as a person. Is he electable? I don't know. I just like Joe. I like Cory Booker. My only reservation with Cory Booker is the fact that with this racial climate, is this now the time? And Cory is so young that he can wait. You know, he could wait. As far as policies are concerned, I really rock with Bernie Sanders. I really wish as a country we could move closer to a more socialist government, but you know, change takes time, and I don't think that that's going to happen anytime soon. Let me see what else the people saying. The people are talking about Lake Sue and Dr. Simone about the delivery day. Okay, so Lake and Dr. Simone. So I'll give y'all some behind the scenes tea. A couple years ago at the Married to Medicine premiere party, Lake was there and she walked up to me, and I never repeated this. Because this could get somebody in a lot of trouble. But since the lawsuit and stuff is made public, Lake said that Dr. Simone showed up to her delivery and was drunk. And as a result of that, Lake almost died. So she's saying negligence on Simone's part because she was drunk. And because Simone was drunk, may or may not have done something. And that's why she almost lost her life. That's what Lake said to me personally. I don't know the truth. I think all this is a mess. The thing that's baffling me, though, is this was like 3 years ago, maybe, when Lake told me this. So I'm not understanding why the lawsuits in the paper and stuff are just coming out now, or if it's been out. I don't know. I haven't researched that yet. It was 2016. Oh, okay, it was 2016 when it happened. Yeah, that's 3 years ago. Okay, but yeah, Lake said Dr. Simone was drunk. That's what she said. And if they try to sue me, bitch, she said it. That's what she said. I didn't say it, but I never repeated that on no blog or never wrote that, because that's the type of thing, if that goes viral, can have the medical board looking into that woman and taking her license and stuff like that, and that's not cool. Let me see. What do I think about the new reality show with the 3 rich black couples in Alabama? Carlos King has been trying to get me to review those episodes for the longest. I've heard nothing but positive things about it, but I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet. Maybe I'll watch it tonight since they're only 2 episodes in. How about that? I'll watch it tonight, and y'all will find out how I feel about it tomorrow. Oh, well, still, let me take that back. Let me not overcommit, because I got to do Housewives and both of the Love and Hip Hops. Y'all will see it sometime this week. Do I like Miami better than ATL? For where I am in my life and for what I need right now, yes, Miami is the better place for me to be. When I was in Atlanta and the 10 years that I spent in Atlanta, it served a purpose. That purpose and that destiny there had been fulfilled, and it was time for me to take everything that Atlanta had given me to use for my next, if that makes sense. What about marriage boot camp hip hop? I ain't really into that marriage boot camp shit. I ain't really into that marriage boot camp shit. Y'all, I did watch the Fire Festival documentary, and I might even do a video. That's a video I actually could knock out tonight real quick if y'all want me. Do y'all want me to do a video on the Fire Fest? I could actually hop off camera and do a video real quick on Fire Fest when I finish this, because that was a good-ass documentary on Netflix, and I've got a lot of opinions about that. I'll do a Fire Festival video when I get off the line. We're going to take a few more questions. What do I think about Cardi B and Tomi Lahren getting into it on Twitter? I wish that Cardi B would not have even responded to Tomi Lahren. Tomi Lahren is a Donald Trump. She's very narcissistic and she knows what she's doing. Tomi Lahren does not even agree with the shit that's coming out of her mouth. Tomi Lahren is the little girl on the playground that got picked on, that nobody ever played with, and she was never cool. Somewhere along the way in college, she got some negative attention, and she realized, oh shit, I'm so attention deprived that negative attention is better than no attention. And I get love. The attention that Tomi Lahren gets feels like love to her. And that's why she continues to say a lot of the outrageous shit that she says. There's no way humanly possible someone who speaks as eloquently as she does and who is as educated as she is could possibly believe 90% of the shit that comes out of her mouth. It's just not possible. You know, there's logic and then there's just bullshit. The issue is Tomi Lahren's emotional void is so deep that she'd much rather say this crazy shit to fill that deep inner void than to be normal, if that makes sense. Y'all going up at that Fire Festival, baby, when they gave them people that goddamn cheese sandwich, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Yeah, I'll do a video on that. Maddie and Kaya are doing a rebuttal to Kandi comments on Big Brother. Lord have mercy, Jesus. My friend Rocky, shouts out to Rocky Reed in Atlanta, said Kaya and Maddie are doing a rebuttal to Kandi comments on Big Brother. Lord have mercy, Jesus. You know, I don't give a fuck about Kaya. I just hope Maddie addresses this properly and uses it as a learning lesson and a bridge. Not that Kandi is the end all be all, but she is very well connected with a lot of the gatekeepers who would be the first line of defense for where Maddie's career is right now. So I would be careful and tread lightly with that one if I was her, but hey. How do I feel about Soulja Boy trolling the internet? I feel like Soulja Boy is on drugs bad, real bad. Something just ain't right. Let me see. Every man wants a woman. Am I going to stay on with the Queen's Court? So Maddie and I have a really good thing going. The Queen's Court is hers. You know, she's got her own online brand. I've got my own online brand. It's undeniable that we work well together. She is my friend, and she asked me to do shows, and when my schedule permits, you know, I do the shows with her and we have a good time, and we are on the road making a lot of money together. Like, me and Maddie are making a lot of money together with the Queen's Court situation. The Miami show was packed, baby. They almost called the fire marshal on us. The owner of the club had to come and say they were not letting any more people in. However, I am not the Queen's Court. The Queen's Court is not mine. That is Maddie's operation. I am not a permanent partner of the Queen's Court. I travel with her a bit more frequently than some of her other guests, because I think that we work well together. We understand how each other works, and it's really about ticket sales. If you notice, when we go from city to city, it's about the combination of people who she can afford the bracket of person she can afford to pay, coupled with who will help sell tickets. Maddie's an online personality. I'm an online personality, and I've got a big fan base. She does too, and you know, I'm good at that. Comedy, current events. I'm good at it, and me and her together on a flyer sells more tickets than me and somebody else, or she and certain combinations of other people. So that's kind of why I do the live shows a bit more frequently, because you know, I'm able to sell tickets, help her sell tickets, and this is what I do. See, I look at the comments when y'all say certain people go on and y'all didn't like this person, or this person was stupid, or this person wasn't well abreast of the topics. This is what I do, so I am a good fit to travel with her, and that's kind of why we do that. Would you consider completely separating Dineva from Q professionally, or do you see yourself always keeping the two roles? Well, I do think the two are separate. I mean, you saw my Daily Flash television situation. You know, that was Q. The thing is, I started out as Dineva, and the smarter commentary, believe it or not, and going back to my earlier situation, majority of Americans are dumb. That's why Kaya has a fan base. That's why Cardi B has a fan base. People like that. The demand for intellectual conversation is not as big as the demand for love and hip hop conversation. So that's why I always have to lead with the more generic, likable stuff that the masses can consume, and interweave Q in there every now and again. But if the platform calls directly for Q, such as some of the talk show stuff and some of the more television stuff that I'm getting into, then most definitely Q is who it will be. And with that being said, y'all, it's 10:16. I think I'm going to go ahead and hop off the line. But y'all, this was a good show. Pardon everything that's going on. But I can tell y'all, my house is a mess right now. The green screen over there, this here, in order to do the live show, I would have had to move this from over there, and I just was not trying to do all that today. Today was a very shitty day. I might not even do it next week. Like I said, we move into our brand new studio space on the 1st of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up, cash your checks and come on. And when we do that, that is when we will really have it going on. And I'll also start inviting some of you guys to be live guests down to the studio. That being said, y'all, I'm about to hop off the line. And I'll call you later. Oh, thank you so much, Oliver. Dallas, and Houston. We are coming to y'all city. We will be in Dallas, December 11th. T.S. Madison, myself, and Miss Sophia, the Queen Supreme Court. And we will be in Houston the next week on the 18th. So get your tickets, eventbrite.com. Type in the Queen Supreme Court. And then Chicago, I don't know if Maddie announced it, but I'll be with Maddie in Chicago as well the first week in March, I believe it is. Nessa girl, if you got any liquor left in your cup, swish it around, dip back in your bag of tricks, stir it up, and I'll call you later, girl. Bye.